Alright, Funkaholics. There were a whole bunch of new Funko Pop reveals for the New York Comic Con today and yesterday, and I think there's a good number of stuff in here that people are going to be very excited about. It's definitely shaping up to be a pretty decent lineup. Starting off for the Thursday reveals, it's this NYPD Freddy Funko, and it's pretty cool, I guess, if you want a police officer Freddy Funko with only 4 fingers. I think it's clever how they made the Freddy Funko crown into like the badge on the hat instead of giving him the crown on top of his head like they usually do. I think that was a pretty clever idea. I like that they at least made the coffee cup blue, even though it would have been nicer if it was more of like the traditional New York City coffee cup, but at least it's blue. It's kind of cool. I mean, I probably won't get it, but there you go. Freddy Funko as a narc. They're also making another Babe Ruth, but this time he's swinging the bat. The common version of him is where he's calling out his home run. Pretty classic, but I like this one too. I like that it has a base with home plate on it. It's not just a recolor. I think this one is different enough from the original to merit it being an exclusive. Next up, it's Pigeon. I wasn't familiar with this because I've actually never been to the New York Comic Cons, but I'm guessing this is the mascot. I find the pigeons in New York to be like nuisances. When people call them, flying rats, it's kind of true. But, there are a bunch of pigeons in New York, so it's kind of an appropriate little mascot for the New York Comic Con. He's going to come in 3 different variations. I'm definitely not getting these. Not sure how popular they're going to be. And I'm not too familiar with why they are these 3 different colors. I mean, one of them does look like it's a Yankees uniform, which makes sense. But I don't really get what the other 2 are supposed to be. And I feel like the My Hero Academia pops are going to be some of the most sought after ones from the con this year. Because of course My Hero Academia is very popular, but the design on these is really, really good. I don't watch the show myself, so I don't know how accurate these are, but I'm just basing it on how cool these look, and just assuming they are accurate. But this Hero Killer Stain one is so dynamic looking. I like the pose, the hair sculpt is cool, I like the rags behind them, how they're flowing, and the tongue sticking out. Just a really well designed pop. And this Dobby, I'm guessing that's how you say it. Again, I don't watch the show, so I'm not sure. But yeah, he looks really cool as well. Really liking this action pose he's in and all the little details. Really 2 cool looking pops. And from Harry Potter, there's going to be a 6-inch Madame Maxine, which I always found kind of creepy looking. And good thing they made her 6 inches, because if they would have made her normal sized pop, I don't think I'd get that it's Madame Maxine right away. But making her 6 inches is very appropriate. And they're also making Filch and Mrs. Norris, which looks pretty good too. Oh, and a little piece of trivia, both of these characters, like the actors that play these characters, were also in Game of Thrones. The guy that plays like the giant in Game of Thrones was actually Madame Maxine. They just superimposed an actress's head onto his body. But yeah, that's how they made her look so big. And the actor that played Filch is Walder Frey. And DC, once again, is kind of weak. Huntress is pretty cool. A lot of people like her, and I like the way they did the pop. It came out good. It might have been better if she was in a little bit more of an action pose instead of just kind of standing like that. That's a small thing because the pop looks nice. And surprise, surprise, another chrome Batman. This time he's pink. I gotta admit, it does look good in pink, especially if it's gonna be in the black box, like some of the more newer Batmans are. This one is numbered to only 1,500 pieces, so you have to get it at the con. So it's gonna be really expensive just because it's rare. But yeah, another chrome Batman. Not too exciting to me, and I feel like the DC wave is disappointing overall. And a couple more ad icons this time, both of them Pez, starting with Mimic the Monkey. When I first saw the picture of this, I didn't guess it was a monkey right away. It looks more like a frog or something to me. Still looks cool. I like that he's holding the Pez of himself. I'm probably going to pick this one up, and I definitely want to pick up the Pez girl. Really liking the sculpt on the hair there, and just the design of this in general, and of course that she's also holding the little Pez. Really like these 2. From Stranger Things are making Susie, and she was an okay character. To me, she was just more of a punchline, which was funny when they finally revealed her. What I didn't like though, I think the worst moment in the whole show is when they dragged on the Never Ending Story song way too long. I think one little verse would have been funny, and then just move on, but the way they had to sing like the whole damn song was a little bit lame to me. I'm going to skip this one, but I can see how a lot of people would like this one, especially because it is a completely new character. I do like when they bring in new characters instead of just a slight variation on one that already has a ton, like another 11. I like that it's a new character at least. And just like SDCC, another non-reveal from Rick and Morty. I don't get why they're doing that, because like in the other one, yeah, the new season wasn't out, I guess, and they didn't want to do any spoilers, but then the pops get revealed at the con, And the new season isn't out yet, so what is the point of not revealing them? Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, anyway, moving along. And from the Warriors, it's a Baseball Fury, and he looks awesome. I really want this one. Unfortunately, it's Toy Tokyo, and if the only way to get this guy is bundled with like those other HR Puff and Stuff ones that they have, probably gonna skip it because I'm pretty sure that when they finally do make the Warriors Funko Pop line, there will be a variant of the Baseball Fury with different face paint, and that'll be good enough for me. I mean, if I can find this one for relatively cheap, I'll get it, but I don't know. I feel like this one is not going to be cheap because he's pretty cool and he's going to be hard to get. And here's the Butt Stallion from Borderlands, and it's hard to tell on this glam exactly what this is going to look like. It looks like it's translucent, and I really like the design of it with all those angles and everything. But it's hard to tell if it's just going to be like translucent plastic, just clear, or if it's going to have some kind of shimmer to it because you see areas of pink and blue. Really curious to see what the final product looks like. And from Fortnite, it's just a variation on a common. It's the Dark Voyager, but they made him glow in the dark, which means he pretty much looks exactly the same as the common, except for there's a glow feature. Kind of sucks. It's a little bit of a double dip because yeah, of course you want the glow one, but it looks exactly the same. Kind of a weak exclusive to me. From Avatar, it's the Cabbage Man and his cart. I'm not too familiar with Avatar, so this isn't very exciting to me, but I do like that he comes with such a big accessory. Usually when pops come with something extra, it's not that big. I wonder if they're going to be able to fit that in a normal size pop box, or if they're going to put it on its side or what, or if it's just going to be like in an odd shaped box. Who knows, but yeah, brand new character for Avatar. And Daria really surprised me, but I guess it makes sense because Funko must have acquired a bunch of licenses from MTV because they did announce that Moon Man that they're making. So they must have gotten a bunch of licenses with that deal because yeah, Daria was on MTV and it looks pretty good. I like the way they did her eyes and her stance. It kind of conveys her attitude that she has. But what I don't like about this pop is the hair. Like the top part of it looks like Daria's hair, but the bottom part doesn't. It looks like it's tucked behind her ears. Where Daria's hair, like a good amount of it, like the way she's drawn, can be seen on the sides. I think that's what makes this one look kind of funny to me, is that the hair should kind of be more on the sides like that, maybe look a little longer in the back. But other than that, it's pretty good. And Samurai Jack and the Dark Lord Aku look really good. Aku has one of the best designs for an animated character, and it translated over really well into pop form, and it looks like he is a good amount taller than Samurai Jack, because yeah, this is a 2-pack. Aku might have been more appropriate as a 6-inch pop, but as long as they make it taller, I'm fine with that. And Jack looks really good too. I like the sandals. I like that he has a sword ready to be drawn. Love the way they did the face. I'm glad they put a mouth on there. I think both of these pops look fantastic. And of course, Funko is going absolutely nuts with the Office line. Here is another Dwight. How many variations does Dwight have now? I mean, I think it's a little bit overkill. That said, I think this is one of the better ones. Really like the idea of him holding the bobblehead, because it does mean so much to him in the show. And yeah, it's a cute idea, but for me, it's just too many variations of the same character. And from Overwatch, it's Wrecking Ball. And this is just a color variant. There's really nothing different about this from the common, except for the color scheme. But it is a really, really cool looking color scheme. I think it looks way better than the common. Neon green and black always look really cool, and I'm liking the orange on this too. Really an eye-catching pop. Alright guys, that was the day 2 and 3 reveals. Not sure if there'll be any more, but from these last 2 days, my favorites are definitely the Baseball Fury and the Samurai Jack 2-pack. I like the Pez Pops as well, but the Samurai Jack 2-pack, I think it's on a league of its own. Those really turned out great. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below what you think are the best ones so far, which ones you think are the worst ones, or anything else you'd like to say. Thanks for watching and have a good one.